Hello, everybody. This is David Scott with another one of my vlogs. I know it's been a while, but it's been a busy summer. Things have been happening, so that's a good thing. So anyway, I run into a lot of people that are going through a hard time, and the question kind of remains and comes up like, what makes life so hard? What's so and to be honest with you, there's not a lot of hope out in the world, and so but I've been searching my own heart and searching around to see what is it, and obviously physical illnesses or handicaps make life hard. Um, but normally, depending upon the handicap or the illness, normally we make life out of it. If you sprain your ankle, put a cast on it. We limp around for a while. Um, you know, things of that nature. You get sick for a while and you get better. Unless you're in hospice care, generally speaking, we tend to live with that, and some things in life are actually harder than that. Other things are circumstances in life that are difficult. Tree falls on your house, or the car accident and things of that nature. A couple that I know went on a family vacation recently. The mother got food poisoning from something she ate at a restaurant, and she got sick later when she was taking a shower, and she fainted and hit the shower nozzle, got bruised all over her face, and these are hard circumstances to go through. The interesting part of that is that all the vacations I've had in my life, the ones that I remember the best are when something bad happened, and then we'd look back on it and laugh about it. But that's beside the point. So there's physical circumstances, there's regular circumstances that happen in our life, and then there's people. And people can make life hard too. They're mean to you, or they're not nice, or they judge you, they look down on you, all these kind of things, and they make life hard for you as well. And but what I have learned, what makes life the hardest for me, is the things that are the damage that's in my own heart that makes me not see things clearly, not do things clearly, makes me be mean to other people and that kind of a thing. And the scriptures always said, you reap what you sow. So if I'm going to sow negative things, I'm going to reap negative things. And I think, in my opinion, the damage in our own heart is the thing that makes life the hardest. So I'm saying all that because, a long time ago when I was a kid, I went through some very difficult times. My parents split up. When I say split up, I mean 1,200 miles apart. Didn't hear from my mother for a year. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. And then I went to be with my mom, and then I didn't hear from my dad for 5 years. When I say don't hear, I mean like no cards, no birthday cards, nothing. And I was really, I had a lot of damage in my heart. I didn't even know what's going on. Lots of kids don't even realize what the hell is they're being damaged. And I vented out when I was 12 years old. I did something really mean. I was really mad. It was in Florida. Bamboo trees grow with things going down, like they get denser as they down to the root. And I just was like screaming, like, why does nobody love me? And I picked up this cat walking by and I threw it into the bamboo. I know I shouldn't have done that. It was a really terrible thing to do. I don't even know what happened to the cat. I'm sure it got out sometime sooner or later. But the point is, it didn't help me. Venting does not help like that. You can't just get mad at somebody, vent, and say, "Okay, I'm better now." No, you're not. It didn't get any better. And I'm sharing all this to say that life has gotten so much easier for me when I took what was damaged in my heart and gave it over to God and said, "God, help me with this. Help me get over this." And when I did that, He started to show me things like, what about the damage to your parents' hearts? What about things that they didn't see? What about things that they were going through? And to be less judgmental of them, and it's not that they didn't love you, it's just that they were going through things themselves and they didn't know how to express it, and all these things. There may be no excuse for it, but the fact of the matter is, when I gave it over to God, I felt like I don't hold this against them anymore. I have my own problems as well. And when I do that with folks, I find that things get so much easier and smoother. I can deal with people being mean to me and things because I know that they have damage in their heart too. And that's what God wants to cure us of. He wants to cure us of all this damage that's going on. And He can do it. He can do it. Paul wrote in the Bible, he says, I want you to put on love. And that's what I do, whether I feel like it in my heart or not. I actually just put it on. I do what I know what love is. It's being patient with somebody. It's putting up with them, and so forth. All these things about love. And when I do that, it changes my heart. It doesn't change them. It changes my heart. Makes life easier for me. I can walk through it much more peace and much more relieved. So anyway, I hope that helps you out today. Don't hold it against me with a cat. It was a bad thing to do, but I did it, and I learned a lesson from it. Okay, have fun. See you later. See you next time. Bye.